Hello guys, and welcome back to another video. As you may have guessed from seeing no face cam, you're getting scripted Nooberton today. So, I'm going to talk about Love Live. As some of you may be aware, I'm a fan of this series. I'm a professional, gaslighting, gatekeeping girl boss. But in all seriousness, I've gotten into watching Love Live last year. I've watched every single episode and movie at this point, keeping up with the one currently releasing and such. Though I really like this series a lot, I've never said that Love Live is my favorite at any point. It just sits around that 8.5 mark, maybe pushing to a 9 if I'm feeling generous. It's never been a 10 out of 10. Well, I say that, but I think there's one episode that actually showed potential to push a series to a 10 out of 10. And at least for a moment, it was a 10 out of 10. But before I go into this episode, I want to talk about some of the weaknesses that the series has had that kept it from its possibly perfect score. First thing, narrative-wise, Love Live can be much weaker than a lot of other series. Complaints you can air is lack of tension, or even tension that only works on the first watch. A lot of things often go their way for the idol groups. The original group kicked everyone's ass with zero challenge, and for the group in Sunshine, after first watch, you know they won't make the mark, and the characters don't sell the pain of that moment. When it comes to events that happen, the show doesn't sell you on that, and rather banks on the rooting for the characters and stepping into their shoes. Most Love Lives up to this point have a lot of characters and give more choices to pick for, who you'll sympathize with the most. This can be seen as a strength, but it's also a hindrance. Second thing, the performances. They are a staple of idol anime and are what make them what they are. But they also cause big issues when it comes to keeping the narrative immersive. Plenty of times they set up a performance, and once they finish that, they cut right to the performance. That lasts a quick minute, and then they cut back to when they're off stage talking about it. This is simply jarring when it comes to keeping the world and narrative feel natural, and it takes you out of the experience. These are some of the reasons I haven't called Love Live my favorite, but there was a new Love Live that would start out strong without the problems I just listed. And now, we get into the episode itself. Today I'm talking about Love Live Superstar Episode 3, with a performance that beat out every other Love Live episode, hell, maybe even every idol performance. To give the needed context, you should know that Love Live Superstar has been unique compared to the 3 other versions before it. Compared to the usual cast of 9 girls, we had a reduced number of 5 for this season. This really ended up helping the narrative overall, as within the first season, we didn't need to get to know a bunch of characters and quickly set up strong backgrounds, ambitions, and dynamics between these characters. The cast also feels smaller with the earlier episodes, as the series starts with the recruiting of new members, and not all 5 characters join by the end of the first 2 episodes. In episode 3, the idol unit is only 2, being our main character Kanon Shibuya and the supporting transfer student Cuckoo Tang. There is also a somewhat honorary member, Chisato Arashi, who has been Kanon's best friend since elementary school, who's helping with the choreography and practice. When it comes to the character building, we get really direct focus on Kanon and Cuckoo's dynamic, which works extremely well. Before episode 3, we get to learn Kanon's a very skilled singer who can't perform in front of a big audience. She fails to get into the music program at her school because of this and wants to start her high school life not thinking about what could be. But while she sings to herself thinking nobody's around, our favorite transfer student, Cuckoo, hears her voice and falls in love, convinced that she would be a perfect school idol for a school idol club she plans to create. This creates some conflict between them as Cuckoo pushes Kanon into not giving up at something she's truly talented at and something she enjoys thoroughly, while Kanon tries to get Cuckoo to stop persisting as she doesn't have confidence she can overcome her biggest hurdle of performing in front of an audience. One thing that drives them closer together and also creates some good conflict is the student council president's hatred towards school idols. Kanon ends up standing up for Cuckoo, knowing that it's something she's very passionate about and not wanting to be disheartened. In the end, Kanon gets persuaded into becoming a school idol with Cuckoo, and they are challenged with getting first place at the next local Love Live competition. And that brings us to the episode, which we're able to put even more tension into this event. Already, we have a girl who can't sing in front of an audience, challenged to win a competition which involves singing in front of an audience. To add to the stack of odds against them, we get a popular idol group making a last-minute jump into the performance, which leads to a funny moment of Cuckoo slowly comprehending how screwed they truly are. But it's right after this we get a conversation between Cuckoo and Canon that I really think sells the tension of this moment for them. When we get to learn that one of the most stressful things for Canon is not the consequence of her failing for herself, but she is more stressed that Cuckoo's dream of becoming school idol is likely to end here, as she believes she'll be the one dragging them down. This gets even better with Cuckoo's response to comfort Canon. She stays calm and says it would be her fault for loving Canon's voice so much. We even get some more backstory added, getting to know that Cuckoo pretty much just did what she was told and went through life not really passionate about anything until she discovered school idols. Some may already know, but I'm definitely biased and I'm a sucker for these type of character stories. This gets Canon to say she will sing, which brings us to the actual performance that, unlike most in the series, doesn't really cut into the action. It starts with them behind stage discussing their code if Canon thinks she'll be able to sing once she's out on stage. And then they finally get out on stage and are standing there in position waiting for the start. Canon's still unsure whether she'll be able to sing and hesitates on giving a signal. And I think in a brilliantly set up scene, we sit there in anticipation, we hear, "It'll be okay" from Cuckoo. But this is not being directed towards Canon. Rather, she repeats it to herself, trying to stay calm as the weight of the moment really sinks into her. Her very calm and energetic demeanor she portrayed throughout the entire series thus far is thrown out, and we get to see the overwhelming stress she has. This moment feels super real as they make us even hold even longer in anticipation, as a character who'll debut later on, Sumire, trips on an outlet powering the overhead lighting and the light cuts out, making them stand up there longer, adding to the feeling of uncertainty. In this moment of darkness, the audience turns on their Psychoom sticks, and Cuckoo and Canon look into the crowd of lights cheering them on. When they get back into their starting stance, Canon gives the signal that she can sing, giving one of my favorite shots of Cuckoo noticing, with some shock, but feeling comforted by knowing she'll be supported and be able to sing with her. With that, Sumire reconnects, gets the plugs connected, which starts the performance, giving a pretty seamless transition. This is mostly it. I don't have much to say about the performance itself, besides it goes on longer than most other performances that really sell the value of the moment. It wasn't the whole entire song, but it played more than the usual minute and 30 seconds, which makes it stand out from the rest and really make it feel like something that was worked hard towards than just something short and fleeting. It's really a case of knowing how long the performance should be, not making it too quick, but neither making it overstay its welcome. So was this a perfect Love Live series? Nope. No performance after this one really beat this one out, and it fell back into the regular flaws they had to begin with. But for a moment, I had thought they were finally going to write the perfect Love Live. It's at least good to know that it's in fact possible to do. Thanks for watching. Though I was harsh on the Love Live series as a whole, I can really suggest you watch them. They're flawed, but most things are, and I find this series overall highly enjoyable with fun characters that make them easy to follow, some good music, and often some decent writing with a couple of gems here and there. I was considering making another scripted video talk about who I think is one of the best written characters in the entire franchise, being you, who literally is an idol, but that's what makes her good, plus many other things. If you want to see that, tell me, but I'll still need to wait for season 2 of Niji to end, so I know how much I'm working with. That being said, thank you for watching to the end, I highly appreciate it. I won't hold you any longer now, so I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.